20 years in the United States Navy taught me one thing. When ammunition runs low, the mission changes. Right now, multiple reports say America's missile stockpile is running dangerously thin, and the man in charge of fixing it might be on his way out. I'm Commander Bobby Jones, retired U.S. Navy, and today we're going deep on the Hegseth crisis. Let's get into it. Let's start with the numbers because they're not small. According to reporting, the U.S. has burned through close to 80% of its Thed interceptor stockpile and roughly half of its Patriot interceptors since the conflict with Iran began. That's not a rounding error. That's a stockpile in freefall. In just the first month of that conflict, the military reportedly fired over 850 Tomahawk cruise missiles, more than 1,000 combined Patriot and THAAD interceptors, and over 2,300 Army tactical ballistic missiles. The ATAC-MS stockpile, the Army tactical missile system, which Ukraine has also been counting on, is said to be all but drained. Now here's where it gets personal for Secretary Hegseth. Reports say President Trump was blindsided. He reportedly confronted Hegseth directly at Camp David, telling him he believed this problem had already been fixed. Trump felt he'd been misled. And Hegseth's response? According to multiple outlets, he pointed the finger at his own deputy, Stephen Feinberg, saying Feinberg failed to keep the president fully informed. I've served under commanders who took the hit for their team, and I've served under a few who didn't, passing blame downward. When the commander-in-chief is standing right in front of you, that's a gamble. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it's the beginning of the end. Now, to be fair, the White House has pushed back hard on parts of this story. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt called elements of the reporting false, and Trump himself posted publicly that the U.S. has, quote, massive amounts of munitions, with new production ramping up at record levels. Pentagon spokesperson Sean Parnell also denied that Hegseth misled anyone or blamed his deputy. So we've got two competing narratives here. Multiple outlets citing sources familiar with the Camp David meeting versus an administration insisting it's overblown. Either way, one thing isn't in dispute. Independent defense analysts confirm the stockpile numbers are real, and rebuilding them could take up to 2 years because manufacturers need signed contracts and congressional funding before they'll ramp up production. This munitions story didn't come out of nowhere. If you've followed Secretary Hegseth's time at the Pentagon, you know this is just the latest chapter in a much longer saga. It started with what's now known as Signalgate. Hegseth was part of a private signal chat discussing an upcoming strike on Houthi targets in Yemen, a chat that a journalist was accidentally added to. Sensitive details about timing and aircraft were reportedly shared before the strike even happened. Then it happened again, a second signal chat, this one including his wife, brother and personal lawyer, also reportedly containing operational details. A Pentagon watchdog later found that his use of Signal put U.S. personnel at risk and violated policy by running official business through a personal device. Look, in the Navy we drilled operational security into every sailor from day one. You don't talk strike. Timing on an unsecured line. Period. It doesn't matter how senior you are. Beyond Signal, reporting has described real turmoil inside the Pentagon under his leadership, staff firings, internal disputes, and insiders describing the building as chaotic. He's also drawn political fire, including a public clash with Senator Mark Kelly over a Pentagon review tied to comments Kelly made to service members. And through all of it, the question keeps resurfacing. Is this the moment his job is finally in jeopardy? Some White House sources have reportedly described patience as wearing thin. Others say Trump remains publicly supportive, even dismissing reports of dysfunction as fake news. Here's my read. For what 20 years in uniform is worth, it's rarely one scandal that ends a career like this. It's the accumulation. Signal chats, a stockpile crisis, internal chaos, each one on its own might survive. Stack them together, and you get a Secretary of Defense whose every headline becomes a referendum on whether he should still hold the job. Whether he's still standing a month from now, that's above my pay grade. But I'll be watching, and so should you. I'm Commander Bobby Jones. If you want the straight read on what's really happening inside the Pentagon, no spin, just the facts and my honest take, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.